and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl, A to the D to the Hey, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Adezi Mokeze. I'm a YouTuber, talent relationship manager, and a film producer. I also do content on the side. Yes, I know that is a mouthful, but I am an adult in Lagos, in Nigeria. So yeah, I need to do all of those things. Anyways, if you're new here, subscribe, click. If you're a returning customer, what do you do, son? Anyways, the video for today, we are talking 5 hard truths about being an adult. And this video is one that has kind of been on my mind because I've never felt more adult in my life, ever. And I find that a lot of people are struggling with the concept of getting older. So I thought, why not do a little video about 5 things everybody needs to know as an adult. And let me just say, it's not what they cooked it up to be. We all thought, oh, adulting meant getting your own place, going and coming as you choose, eating as much meat as you want, not having to report to mommy and daddy. All those things are great because yes, they do happen when you are an adult. But boy, oh boy, is it a long journey. So let's get right into the video. The first thing is the bills never stop. Note to self, maybe you shouldn't have moved out as early as you did because your NEPA, water, fuel for your generator, feeding, cleaning your house, maintaining your house, doing your laundry, going out to eat with friends. How much am I making? Really and truly, like really and truly. How much am I making? Oh, you live on the island, you have to buy water to drink, water to cook with. It's a madness. Just prepare yourself to understand that the bills, they're never going to stop. You need to be a lot more financially literate, a lot more conscious about what you're spending on, how you're spending it. I don't think anybody really ever prepares you for that because if you're in your father's house, food just used to appear. You don't know how, but you eat your 3 square meals. You're fine, you don't need too much, you're not doing too much, but when you live by yourself, even if light bulb goes, you have to replace it. So the bills never end, which I think is the first really harsh truth about, adulting, because you're now responsible for yourself. I mean, some people have it easy where mommy and daddy can spot you something before your salary comes at the end of the month, or you have enough money to take care of yourself, but you will spend that money. So to combat that, be a bit more financially literate or have multiple sources of income, multiple legal, morally upright sources of income. Number 2 is friendships will change. I think one of the most painful things is a friendship breakup. But sometimes it's really necessary. I think I spoke about this in a couple of videos further down in my channel, where your needs and wants as a grown adult and as a teenager or as somebody in your early 20s are very different. In your early 20s as a teenager, you just want friends you can party with. You just want friends that you guys are up for a good time, whose birthday is it, let's pull up to the club, let's pop some bottles, let's look pretty and bougie, and let's buy that outfit and buy that hair. But by the time you hit 25, your needs change. You need a little more stability. You need friends who are financially literate, who you guys can plan a trip and actually go on. You need friends who can help you through a breakup. You need friends who can help you on your spiritual journey. You need friends who can get you through a rough day at work and stuff like that. And so allow that change to happen. It's sad for sure because some friends don't graduate with you. But don't fight for friendships that no longer fit into your needs as an adult. It was for a specific time. It's okay that it ended. Move on. I think so. A harsh truth is some of your best friends from maybe when you were in university or secondary school you may not even be speaking to them by the time you get into your 30s. It's just what it is. It's hurtful. It's hard. But understanding and accepting that that is part of growth, that is part of being an adult, I think is the best way to handle it. I have friends that I spoke to every day for 4 years in university. Right now, I don't even know where in the world that they are. It's that crazy. Am I a bit beat down about it? Yeah, it would have been good to, still keep the relationship going, but if it's not working, it's not working. Lay down that horse as gently as you can and move on. This brings me to my third point. You yourself, you will change. You will settle in. You will be less excitable. You will be less headstrong. You'll be less stubborn. You'll be less enthusiastic. You'll be less spontaneous, because like I said, you have bills. 1, 2, you're older, been there, done that. For me, for example, now going to clubs no longer excite me. There was a period in my life where from like Wednesday I was outside because we outside. Don't get me wrong, I still go out. I mean, you guys see on my vlogs, but I'm a lot more particular about where I go. I was having a conversation with a dear friend a couple of weeks ago where I was like, I've changed. And he was like, how? I'm like, the things I wear, how I want to look, the places I want to be seen at, the people I want to be seen with. And he just laughed and said, you're growing, it's normal. I don't want to go to a rowdy club. I don't want to go to a club where there are Yahoo boys. Before now, don't get me wrong, all these things did not used to register to me. It was just a club I was just going to go. But for example, there are certain clubs in Lagos now I will not be caught dead in, because what am I doing there? It's just not, there's nothing there for me. If you guys want to go, kudos to you. I'm just not going to put myself in that situation. You will become less excitable. Things that used to make you jump for joy. Life will life, okay? Life will show you that there's so much more to life than these grandiose things that have no second-hand value. And I think a lot of times a good number of us fight this change because, oh no, it's the unknown. Hey, when did I become this dead guy? Or when did I like stay? It happened to me like this too. I started liking to stay in my house more and watch TV. I never used to watch TV. But it's part of growing. You've had your youth. I mean, not that you're ancient. You're not 50. Not that 50 is ancient, but you just want to rest. Is it after you have gone to work the whole day, your guy has shouted 4 times, HR has called you to their room 2 times, you struggled through 2 presentations, on your way home you forgot to buy gas, you forgot to bring out soup from fridge, there's no light, you're in traffic for 3 hours, and then you have a weekend that is not literally 1.5 days, and somebody wants you to come and yippee yay in the club, honey. Allow yourself, give yourself grace. Give yourself grace to no longer love things that you used to love. Give yourself grace to no longer have opinions about things that you used to have, because you're growing, you're changing, you're knowing better. You've experienced a bit more. You've learned a couple of lessons on the way. So if you have an opinion you've had throughout your early 20s and in your late 30s, you find that, maybe that doesn't really work, or maybe that's not entirely the truth, you are very much allowed to change your mind, because change is literally the only constant thing. And you are allowed to change. You're allowed to have a different opinion. You're allowed to like a different type of man, and like a different type of food, and like a different type of space, because, I mean, you're a human being. You can change. You are allowed. So welcome the change, accept it, take it one day at a time, because that's really what we can all do as adults. And understand that you're growing, you're changing, and that's completely acceptable. Anybody who don't like it can get a fiok. You know what I mean? It's just what it is. And in that, I come to my number 4 point. Adulting is isolating. I remember when I was younger, I couldn't go anywhere by myself. These days, I would rather go a lot of places by myself. Just with things like friendships changing, relationships changing, you find yourself alone more times than others. I don't particularly mind it because I'm an only child. I've always been alone. But for some people who are used to maybe being in their daddy's house with their 4 siblings, there's always chatter, there's always noise, there's always somebody to talk to. When you move out and you live on your own, that can be isolating. So prepare yourself for that, especially if you're still in your father's house. I went from living in a 1-bed to living in a 3-bedroom apartment, and it's quiet. Sometimes too quiet, where I'm like, okay, you know what? I need to get out of the house. I need to see people. I need to mingle. I kid you not, I can literally go a week and not see anybody except maybe my gate man or my neighbors, and that would be that. Like I find that more and more often I'm learning to enjoy my company, so the desire to go out is lesser. I remember when I was like 18, 19, you would never catch me dead. Even after work on a Monday, on a Tuesday, I was going to Bang Bang Tuesday. There was something at Truth on Wednesday. But these days, there's work in the morning. And it does get a bit lonely. I'm not even gonna lie. So that's something they never prepare you for, moving out and being on your own, making your decisions by yourself, going through things that you can't necessarily explain to somebody, because at that point, it's no longer a level playing. Some people are experiencing more heightened things. Some people are hitting their lowest of lows. And as much as you can have friends or family or siblings around, you're the only one walking that walk. So you're the only one who can really like talk about it. Nobody else can completely get it. Yeah, they may understand. They may have gone through something similar. But the beautiful thing about the journey of adulting is it is so peculiar to each person. They may be similar events, but they're never same events. So it can be isolated. So prepare your mind for that. Prepare your mind to come home to an empty house. Prepare your mind to be sick and not have anybody in the house with you. Prepare your mind to cook for just yourself. Prepare your mind to be emotionally down and have to deal with it by yourself and pick up yourself without anybody's help and make it to work the next day and pretend like everything is okay. That is what adulting is. That is what growing up is. You can't necessarily throw a tantrum. I mean, you can, but is anybody really going to pay attention to you? Not really, because they're probably throwing tantrums of their own. So it can be very solitary in its entirety. But I would say make sure you have, as best you can, a solid enough support system that when you are ready to maybe talk about it, you have people around you that can listen, maybe give sound advice off of their own experience, and find little bits and pieces of things that make you happy, whether they are group activities or things that you want to do by yourself. Find a way to un-isolate yourself when you're ready. But will you feel isolated? Absolutely. It's adulting. And the last and final harsh truth about adulting is there's no manual. I'll give you an example. What adulting was in our parents' time and what adulting is now in our time is completely different. Adulting in their time was, oh, you had to be married, you had to have a stable job, you had to have children, you had to pay black tax. Bam. Here, you have to do all of that while still protecting your mental health, while still, trying to be a good friend to the next person. For crying out loud, one bag of pure water is 600 naira. That used to buy us 12. So you're a lot more financially bankrupt. You're a lot more emotionally exhausted. People are doing stupid things on the internet. So as much as, yes, adulting is hard, have fun with it. There's no manual. Like my friend likes to say, none of us are getting out of here alive. So why are you tightening it to your chest? Have fun with it. Enjoy yourself. Go to the beach. Go to a movie premiere. Go to a movie date somebody, have friends, allow that boy that's been toasty to take you out on a date, because in spite of how crazy the journey of adulting is, there's a certain level of freedom that comes with it that is so blissful and so enjoyable, and you should allow yourself to enjoy that regardless of the fact that everything else might be going to shit. So understand that you're not doing it wrong, you're just doing it the way that you understand how to do it, and there's nothing wrong with that. Allow yourself the grace to enjoy the little moments. Don't beat yourself too much. Don't stay too long in any situation that makes you uncomfortable. No matter how hard it is to get out of it, find your way out of it and just live, because you're getting old. I'm sure some of us are starting to have neck pain and back pain, and you can't spring out of bed in the morning. You can't mix your alcohol anymore. Before now, who are you? I'm going to start with tequila and end with like a cup of Baileys and I'll be fine. If I even change the type of whiskey I'm drinking these days, I risk a headache when I wake up. I don't know how that happened, but it did. Your back is aching. You can't go long without sleep anymore. You're tired. It is called growing up. It is not what they told us it was going to be. They didn't prep us. I don't know that they even knew. So everybody's sort of figuring it out. There's no set in stone. If you do this, this is the result. It can reach your turn. They are buying it 5 kobo, it's 10 kobo. What you gonna do? You're gonna look for the remaining 5 kobo and add to it and get what you need to get, because that's what responsibility is. That's what adulting is. Unfortunately, I mean, sometimes adulting looks like crying on your bed, and sometimes it looks like showing up to work every day and doing your absolute very best. Nothing is wrong with both situations. You are a human being and you are allowed to filter through each and every one of those situations. There you have it, guys. It is the end of the episode. Short, sweet, concise. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Of course, you guys are absolutely amazing. I see all the love. I see the repost. I see everything. Let's just take it one day at a time. I'll see you in the next video. Toodaloo.